Welcome to igmGuru. igmGuru is one of the global leading online training and certification provider for IT expert by the skilled IT gurus to help them achieve their professional goals.
Cloud computing in ServiceNow. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
let me take my notepad out. See, I hope you can see my screen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So now let's suppose there is a company ABC. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now your company, let's say your company name is ABC, and now your company has got a ServiceNow instance. Right now, if you know our Android releases the Android version in the form of alphabet, in the form of an alphabetical order, right? Kit Kat, Jelly Bean, Oreo, right? Pie. Much in the similar way, ServiceNow also has a convention of naming his versions in the on the name of cities, right? So right now
Mm-hmm.
we are on the X, which is Xanadu version. After
Mm-hmm.
X, we'll be going to Y, which is Yokohama, and finally Zurich will be the last version from the
Mm-hmm.
alphabetical order. And God knows from where the next convention will come. But yeah, Aspen, Berlin, it started like that. Aspen, Berlin, and right, like moved with San Diego, can like many cities, and right now we are at the Xanadu version. But now let's try to understand the cloud computing concept. What exactly is going on behind the scenes? So now,
Mm-hmm.
suppose your company ABC has got a ServiceNow instance which is in the Xanadu version. Okay, so now what happens is, uh, as we know, when we are setting up anything on cloud, we actually got that whole infra, and that infra is basically that physical infrastructure is located somewhere in the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the reason behind we are using cloud computing is we can actually access that infra from anywhere. That's the point, right? That's the whole sole point. So now what happens is ServiceNow provides the infra to your company ABC, let's say. And what we are doing is we are hosting that infra physically in Canada, India, and USA. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what will happen? How we will do the access management? So access management will be take care by the nodes. So now this particular infra will be using the cloud services, and with the help of cloud services, all these three infrastructures will be having nodes associated with them, and on these nodes our ServiceNow instance will run. Let me explain you how. Okay. So now first of all, let me tell you one thing, that these three infrastructure, Canada, India, and USA, they
Mm-hmm.
all carry the same information. Can you tell me a reason why the same information is stored under three physical infrastructures?
If better access whoever is nearby, if the company is placed in three different one and for the backup as well.
Exactly. The second reason is the correct reason. Okay. Backup is the most important reason. But the first reason you say that if the company is situated in any of the three locations, no, we don't have got anything to do with that. Because whenever we are using any kind of cloud service, we really don't know about the physical infrastructure. See, if you are using YouTube or Instagram, you really don't know where the servers are right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
or from where your information is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you know that, okay, you have got it from some sources, that okay, in Southern California we have a YouTube server, but there are n number of YouTube server which are carrying the same replica of data, and from where you are getting that data, it is not known to you, right? And that's the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of cloud services, that they like, without disclosing the physical infra address, you are getting an information on just a single click, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing here. Okay. So now what we have done is we have performed that infrastructure in three different countries. That infra is basically connected to cloud. And each of these countries, each of these infras will be, mapped to a node. So now there will be a Canada node, India node, and US node. And as you have rightly mentioned, that the reason behind having the replica is load balancing. So now suppose if there is too much traffic on Canada node, it is going to redirect you to the India node. And if there is too much traffic on India node, it might direct you to US node. Okay. Now let me show some few things in action to you. See, this is my ServiceNow personal developer instance. Have you got your personal developer instance?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. If you have not got, simply go to developer.servicenow.com and just log in and claim your personal developer instance. I know because you have already claimed it, so I think we can skip that step, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So as soon as you open your personal developer instance, this picture will come in front of you. And now when you click on all and you just type this command stats.do and hit an enter, it will take you to this particular page. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, it is basically showing us this cluster node right now. We'll just try to, I hope this is not very small for you.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So now see, you can see it's .aus191 service now. It
Mm-hmm.
basically shows that this particular node is located somewhere in Australia,
Mm.
right? So now this is right now in Australia. And now if like what we can, if you get some spare time, don't do it in your working time, but if you get some spare time, just try and try logging in into your ServiceNow personal developer instance again and again. Just do again and again, do a login and log out, sometimes from an incognito window, sometimes from the normal one. So you will be able to understand, and every time you log in, just visit this particular page by typing stats.do. So at that particular moment, you will see that sometimes you will see this Australia and this node number, but some other time you will get redirected to something else, some other country and some other node. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that basically explains the concept what I have just taught you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, because maybe that load balancing thing came into the picture, that's why you got redirected from the Australia node to India node, or maybe India node to Canada node. And Rahul, just one more thing to highlight here is, here we have created infra in 3 physical locations, but in a
Mm-hmm.
real time scenario, it's just for an example. Okay, in a real time scenario, there can be 4, 5, 10, as many as they want for their backup. There can be 10, 20 replicas also, 100
Yes, it,
replicas also.
yes, it can be n number.
Yeah, the number n, exactly. Okay. Okay. So this is basically the instance hosted on this particular node, and version name is Xanadu, as I already told you. Okay, now if you search this on Google, ServiceNow list of all versions, it is going to show you all the versions, okay. See, it is coming up with all the versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aspen, Berlin, Calgary, and like coming like it's basically an alphabetical order, right? Rome,
Mm-hmm.
San Diego, right? Like Tokyo, Vancouver, like right now, Washington, and finally from Washington, everybody is getting a transition to Xanadu. Finally, Yokohama and Zurich. And see,
Mm-hmm.
like they have also started, like the quarter two of 2026, they will be again jumping back to A, right? Which is earlier, which was Aspen, and right now it will become Australia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they have, design these conventions. Like it's very basic knowledge, and nobody's going to ask you, but as a ServiceNow developer, we should understand. Okay, with every version, ServiceNow comes up with the new features. In Xanadu and Yokohama, they have came up with the generative AI properties, like integrated a kind of chat GPT from their own side. Okay, to
Okay.
basically to basically summarize the conversations and put the generative notes to the picture. That's the why they have came up with all these things. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now I want you to just have a look on this particular thing. Servlet memory, here it is showing you 1820, but since this is a personal developer instance, I'm going to give you the exact production value. In the
Okay.
production instance, ServiceNow provides 42 TB of servlet memory to an organization. Allocated memory, in-use memory depend upon the organization to organization. Some people, some organizations, if they have a very heavy infrastructure, they will have the higher values of allocated and in-use memories, while the other organization might have a very lower values for these particular values. Okay, and now this free percentage actually shows the this free percentage actually shows the performance of the instance. So now suppose if you are running a heavy code on the platform, you have to keep an eye on this free percentage, and if that falls below 5%, you have to immediately instruct the team members to not run any expensive queries on the system. Basically, you can consider it just like your CPU. Like if it
Okay.
is getting or consuming too much of memory for you, then in that case we usually prefer that not to open multiple windows, not to do multitasking at that moment of time. Once the load is less, once we have covered everything, uh, then there will be a good time to basically launch a new file or heavy file.
Okay. And who decides the max memory?
Max
Service.
memory by default, I have already told you, like there is a default setting, right? Base model. So it's 42 TB. But if you want to purchase more of it, you can obviously have an option to, pay a bit more amount to ServiceNow to basically purchase the larger
Okay.
amount of memory. For example, right now MX purchases 53 TB.
Okay.
So like that's totally up to you. But the default setting of ServiceNow, with the default setting, it comes up with a 42 TB. And right
Okay.
now it's just a practice instance, personal developer instance, and cannot be commercialized. So that's why it's just 1820. Like it's a very lesser memory.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll stop here. We'll take a pause. If you would like to take few of the notes or anything like that, we can do that. And apart from that, any questions, any doubts, any queries, please let me
No.
know. Okay, that's great. Are you understanding everything properly? Any issues with the, maybe today I'm a bit, a bit sore throat I have right now. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe the voice is not clear, anything like that.
No, no, that's fine.
Okay, that's great. Okay, man. So now we cleared three of them, and
Thanks for watching the video. For full course, please visit www.igmguru.com and enroll today.